Dear Nafiza, if there is one thing that I could go back to my younger days and change or advise myself is not to rush the time that I have with loved ones. And it would be to spend as much time as I can with my family, because time on earth is very limited and you never know when that would get snatched from us. You know, I come from a big family and there's a lot of cousins and we all have siblings and there's a lot of aunts and uncles, and you know, we tend to not cherish all the memories that we have with them, even the simplest phone calls that we have or the littlest advice that they give us here and there that sometimes may not make sense, but those are the things that count the most. I find that as I got older, it was very hard for me to juggle my family and adult life, school and working in my career. And there are times where I regret working so hard and busting my own balls because I need to survive in life and I need to build on a life and for a future. And I tend to neglect my loved ones and not spend enough time with them so that I could look back in the future being in my 20s and reflecting on all the memories that I have with them. And why this would be my advice to my younger self, because a year ago I lost my grandfather and that was a really big loss for the family and for myself, because I only have one set of grandparents, and my entire childhood I was brought up by them, and my grandfather was the one to take me to public school and pick me up, you know, on lunch and bring me home, make sure I was fed, make sure I was clothed, you know. And as I grew up, he was the one that had all the grandkids, you know, involved in basketball and watching the Leafs games every weekend. And you know, like, we made it a duty to go there every Saturday to my grandparents and hang out and meet up and just make memories. And as we all got older, we all kind of went our own ways, and that's because, you know, we all got our jobs and we all have schools, and then there's exams, and then there is, like, you know, like deadlines that you have to meet with reports at work, and there wasn't enough time made to make memories on top of memories that's already made on the weekend. And that's because we chose not to make the time, and then within a blink of an eye, you know, my grandfather was gone. Not that we expected it, because, you know, we expect, you know, for our parents and our grandparents and our loved ones to live forever and ever and ever, not thinking that, you know, in a moment they could be taken away from us. And you know, like, life's a test, and you know, that's why we have to, as much as we're so caught up in our own lives and adulthood and trying to make a living for ourselves, we also have to realize that if it wasn't for those people, we wouldn't be here right now. And if it wasn't for their persistence and them pushing us and advising us, we wouldn't be the adult and have the strength that we have right now to become who we are and to work so hard. But then we neglect their time and their presence and their existence with us right now. So that would be my advice to my younger self, is to appreciate the time that we have with our loved ones, because in a moment life could change and turn 360 on us, and it could affect us so much that we don't know how to handle it. And that would probably be my advice to myself and anyone out there. Do not take time and family and loved ones for granted, because tomorrow they may not be here.